Tamil Nadu budget. The Tamil Nadu language row, remember, has now intensified to such an extent that the Tamil Nadu government has decided to drop the rupee symbol from its budget. This is for the first time, viewers, such thing has happened, a state rejecting the rupee symbol that is used nationwide from its budget as it continues to oppose Hindi imposition in the garb of the national education policy. As per the Stalin government, this is their stand, that the centre wants to impose Hindi, and hence they are waging a war against this imposition and stating that they will not allow it to impose. Now, this rupee symbol has also been shifted from this budget. The visual is on your screen. My colleague Maria Shakil is joining me for more on this. Maria, do tell us the details. Why such step has been taken?
The larger sense is that there has been an escalation which has happened from both the sides. Tamil Nadu government has also decided not to give any kind of elbow room to the centre. They are on a war path, be it on the issue of delimitation, where M.K. Stalin is looking at consolidation of sorts of all the southern states. His ministers and MPs are meeting chief ministers of southern states and various parties, including YSRCP chief Jagan Reddy, where that meeting happened only yesterday. So what has happened today is that there was the budget 2025, which was presented by his government, and in that the Tamil Nadu government decided to remove the official rupee symbol from the state's budget and replacing it with a Tamil script. This marks the first time, I would say that it's only escalation, which is like the resistance that they have put forth to the national education policy is now being escalated further, where they have decided that there would be no cooperation whatsoever with the centre. So now, with this kind of move, it will be seen as further escalation. It remains to be seen what will be the response from other parties in South and also particularly from the centre. I mean, for a state government, when it is presenting its budget, to completely remove the rupee symbol from its budget would be the first time it would be happening in Indian political history.
Right, Maria, will we see any, effort from the centre's side to de-escalate this issue, as we can see it is escalating every day?
No, unlikely. Unlikely that this issue will be de-escalated anytime soon, because the centre feels that there was a promise which was made of sorts by the DMK that they would be going ahead and implementing the national education policy. But the state government apparently clearly backed off at the last minute. And now that they have decided that they would be using other Tamil symbols and national currency symbol has been rejected by the Tamil Nadu government, is a huge move which has been taken. It essentially shows that Tamil Nadu government under M.K. Stalin is on a total war path. They have decided that there will be no question of any kind of middle path between the two sides. There is no question of any communication also, I would say, after this move.
Maria, the Tamil Nadu government is also reaching out to other opposition states. We have seen 4 big leaders have been invited to this March 22 meet. Will we see, similar pattern being followed by other states as well, now that Tamil Nadu is leading?
It's unlikely that others, because, the budget has already been presented by most of the state governments. So that may not be the case. But at the moment, what we can tell our viewers is that M.K. Stalin himself putting out that tweet where he has said that he has dropped the rupee symbol from the budget presentation, which was done by his government, his finance minister today. It becomes interesting because it's coming in the backdrop of two centre versus Tamil Nadu, and also centre versus southern states issue. First, the issue of national education policy, which is being seen as Tamil Nadu is saying that 3-language policy is essentially a surreptitious way of imposing Hindi. And the second point of confrontation is the delimitation exercise, which is going to be implemented from 2026. Which the Tamil Nadu government feels that it should be put on hold for another 30 years. Remember, the delimitation exercise was put on hold in 2001 by the Vajpayee government for 25 years. That deadline ends next year. And now, because 2026 is also the year in which the elections will be held in Tamil Nadu, that is the reason why we are seeing escalation and total non-cooperation from both the sides on all fronts.
Maria, do take us through the war of words that has been going on since then. What is the centre doing about it, and how the centre has defended its stand of implementing the national education policy? Right, Maria, if you can still hear me, do take us through the stand of the centre also as well. Now that we are seeing that Tamil Nadu is upping the ante against the centre, dropping this rupee symbol, do tell us what the centre has been saying overall on this issue of the language imposition. We might have lost the line with my colleague Maria Shakil, but as she was highlighting that Tamil Nadu government is upping the ante against centre. Remember, this language war has been the sticking point between the centre and the state in Tamil Nadu, where the centre says that there is no Hindi imposition that is being done, but the Tamil Nadu government says that Hindi imposition is being done in the garb of the national education policy, the three-language policy that the centre wants to implement in Tamil Nadu is not what the Stalin government is agreeing to. Tamil Nadu government has also set up a committee which will review what the implementation and the policy, the national education policy has in its ambit, and after the recommendation from the state committee, will they implement a certain part of this national education policy while leaving the other. But the showdown over it is that the Stalin government has reached out to 7 opposition state chief ministers. There will be a big meeting also that will take place in Chennai over delimitation exercise, as my colleague Maria Shakil was highlighting, that in this meeting they will decide whether to unite their front against centre over delimitation, and also Hindi imposition has been one point that has been echoed throughout this spectrum of the national education policy, Hindi imposition and the delimitation row. Now the biggest point is that the Tamil Nadu government even does not want the rupee symbol, which has been dropped from the budget that was presented today in the assembly by the Tamil Nadu government. This was the budget that has set forth the agenda of the Tamil Nadu government, but the biggest highlight is that the rupee symbol, which was on the cover, that also has been said goodbye to by the Tamil Nadu government. My colleague Sam Daniel is also joining me. Sam, do take us through why was this step taken? It has been for the first time that a state has dropped the rupee symbol as well.
Well, they have instead used a Tamil-based what they call as Devanagari symbol on the budget logo, and there's no official word on that. Even MK Stalin has tweeted the symbol saying this budget is for all. And the larger political messaging is that while the state is fighting what they call as anti-Hindi imposition, they also want to be seen to be promoting Tamil and Tamil-based characters or letters even as part of the budget. It's in this context this becomes important. Instead of the usual rupee symbol, they have used the Tamil Devanagari symbol in that sense, and there is no formal word why this has been changed, but authorities in the communications department of the Tamil Nadu government say the idea is to promote Tamil and Tamil language, and this comes amid the tug of war between the ruling DMK in Tamil Nadu and the central government over the three-language policy, which the ruling DMK says is nothing but a ploy to impose Hindi. And they're not, it's in that context this becomes important, but we await a formal explanation on what went behind this change of the symbol.
Right, but Sam, while Tamil Nadu government is championing that they are the only party which they are the only ones who will protect the Tamil language, the BJP in the morning has been saying that the Tamil Nadu government will only backstab Tamil language. They also questioned the stand of the Tamil Nadu minister's son studying French and English instead of taking the Tamil language. Do take us through the whole row that is boiling up to now dropping this symbol.
While the ruling DMK argues that Tamil Nadu for several decades has established with this two-language policy of teaching mother tongue Tamil to help children learn or think critically and learn English to connect with the rest of India and around the world, the central government says it's important students learn at least one additional language, and three-language policy, they argue, paves way for students to learn one another Indian language. It need not be Hindi, as the DMK is skeptical, but it can be Malayalam, Kannada, Telugu, or any other language within India. And this, they hope, will strengthen, number one, promote mother tongue learning and strengthen Indian languages. And now the BJP in Tamil Nadu has started a signature campaign to get at least 1 crore signatures from students and parents. And they say this will expose the groundswell of support among students and parents to learn one another language in India, and which they say the DMK is stopping. They say while students studying in private schools, children of ministers study another language, students studying in government schools, in their view, are being denied this opportunity, and this will scuttle their growth and development. And that's why they've started a campaign to get signatures. And they call it as equality in education. What is available for students studying in private schools cannot be denied for government school children. But the government has a different view on this. They say people who come to government schools are largely first generation learners, and they cannot be burdened with the need to study another language, which could trigger dropouts from schools. Whereas they say for those who are interested, who think there is value and merit in learning an additional language, are not stopped at all. There are schools, CBSE based schools, which offer Hindi or any additional language, or they can study in private. But as a policy, be it the ruling DMK or the AIADMK, they have a well-established system of two-language policy, which at the moment they're not willing to compromise. And they say this three-language policy, which has been in practice in northern states for many years, have not shown any kind of results in terms of northern states being academically well off. They say southern states account for higher quality of education. That's only because of this two-language policy that helps them to develop a scientific spirit, learn science and technology well. And just because you're forced to learn an additional language, that does not mean that you'll be getting new opportunities to be able to do well in your career.
Right, Sam, but there is a committee that has also been formed by the Tamil Nadu government to study this national education policy amid this whole language row. What do you think, when will this committee, come back to the Chief Minister, give its feedback, and what kind of part or portions of the NEP policy are likely to be accepted by the Tamil Nadu government?
Well, soon after the national education policy was announced, the ruling DMK had constituted a committee to study in detail the elements of NEP which they could adopt if required. And MK Stalin says the committee has found some acceptable elements which are already in use in Tamil Nadu or in practice in Tamil Nadu, like the recommendation to provide breakfast in schools. And they see Tamil Nadu has become the pioneering state in providing breakfast, which many states are following. But in terms of other elements, they have objections. One, the three-language policy, they're not okay with. One, they say the mandatory public exam-like system recommended even for class 3 and 5 children. They say that's not acceptable. Besides adding to the stress of children, this will also lead to or trigger school dropouts, they say. Secondly, entrance exams on the lines of NEET for medical admission. Even for colleges like arts and science colleges and engineering admission, they're not okay with. They say that will again be an unnecessary burden on children, and this will deny opportunity and make education the preserve of the rich. Privatization of higher education, they're not okay with again. They say that will make it affordable only for the affluent sections of school. Lastly, they are also not okay with what they call as introduction of communal elements into education, that they're completely up against, and they call this as saffronization of education. And this will lead to unhealthy problems in the field of education. And so overall, they say, because of these concerns and more particularly Tamil Nadu specific language issue, they're not okay with the NEP.
Right, Sam, do take us through the budget that was presented. If you were able to get through it, what are the key highlights from the budget that was presented during which this whole ruckus erupted of dropping the rupee symbol?
The budget would be presented in the Tamil Nadu Assembly only tomorrow. In the run-up to that, this particular logo was released with a tagline says the budget will provide everything for everyone. That's the tagline of the budget. And this, for the first time, has a new symbol, Devanagari symbol being used instead of that usual rupee symbol. And sources in the Tamil Nadu government say this is yet another attempt to promote Tamil language in every possible way. And budget being an important part of the government procedure, they have moved to this.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much for clarifying that. So the budget will be presented tomorrow, but the ruckus has now erupted. We also have political reactions coming in. Sam, do stay with me. We have Narayan Tirupati joining us on the phone line. Sir, how do you react to Tamil Nadu government dropping the rupee symbol from their budget logo? We have the logo on screen, the 2024 logo, and now the new logo.
No, it shows the political mentality, the cheap mentality of the DMK. Because so far, last years, I saw they have mentioned only the rupee symbol, which doesn't have any language. It is a symbol only. So I think they want to. Mr. Stalin wants to make this language issue a big issue. So he wants to instigate people, because the opposition may say that our BJP may call this as wrong. But as far as I am concerned, RU, what he has written, means rupees only in words. But by removing the symbol, Mr. Stalin is trying to say that Tamil Nadu is different from India. So I think he is all out for a language war in order to suppress, hide this government's failure. So he wants people to be kept in a boil. They want to instigate the sentiments of the Tamil Nadu people. This is not good politics.
Okay, point taken. Narayan Tirupati, do stay with me. We also have Maria Shakil joining me on the phone line. Maria, the BJP is now saying that this is the cheap mentality of the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, that they have removed the rupee symbol from their budget.
Yes, if I have Mr. Narayan Tirupati still with us. Mr. Narayan Tirupati, my question to you is that, what appears is at the moment that the centre has also taken the path of total confrontation. You aren't reaching out to Mr. Stalin or any of the southern states either to iron out differences. So now with this kind of move, which is certainly first of its kind in India, how do you see this playing out? I mean, this is an issue which is bound to isolate the BJP in particular in Tamil Nadu.
No, see, it is not isolating BJP. In fact, we are getting more stronger and stronger because whatever we say is the truth. As far as the language issue is concerned, the three-language formula, we have exposed the DMK that more than 50% students in Tamil Nadu are studying three languages, and DMK ministers, MPs, MLAs, including the first families, teaching three language in their own schools. So they are exposed. Now they want to, because to hide their failures, they want to have this, instigate the people's sentiments. That is why Mr. Stalin very cheaply, this is the rupee symbol is common for India. So you are trying to remove a common symbol very clearly means that is divisive politics only. What more we can say? See, then they will try to say that BJP is opposing this RU, this Tamil word. No, we are not opposing. We are better Tamilians than anyone. And RU means rupees only. There is no doubt. But by removing the symbol, you are trying to provoke people. You are trying to provoke the central government. You are trying to provoke everyone. But as you said, Maria, why should the BJP go to all southern states and say this? In fact, it is Mr. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister, who said that the South will stand to lose, and he will not allow delimitation to happen by virtue of population, as Rahul said. And it is the Home Minister who had
Okay, Mr. Narayan Tirupati, continue to be with us. We have Salim Dharan of the DMK also joining us. So he will be perhaps responding to the point that you are trying to make. Mr. Dharan, this is for the first time it has happened that the state has rejected what is a national symbol of the rupee. It doesn't really signify anything to do with a particular language. Then why has this path been taken by your Chief Minister and your government?
First, I didn't listen to what Narayan Tirupati has said. Is it possible for you to just summarize, because I was just put on the call right now? If that's okay, so then I can revert him. Can I just also...
Yes, please. You go ahead and respond to the question that I asked, and perhaps Mr. Narayan Tirupati will be coming in a few minutes later.
No. See, the point is that we are not against any language or anything. The whole point is we want federalistic tenets to be respected. That's not being respected, and all the states to be considered in any decision that's being taken. Right.
Okay.
So that's about it.
No, but the larger question is that a rupee symbol isn't associated with the government of India. It is not about a particular language. It is not Tamil in nature or Sanskrit in nature or Hindi in nature. Then why reject it? Why go in for something which you are doing it? Many would say that, the BJP says that this is essentially that you are trying to provoke the center. Is this an act of provocation by you?
No, absolutely not. See, DMK as a party has been always very reasonable, and our stance on all matters have always been consistent. It's not that we do things for politics. No, I think us BJP spokesperson might come and say that, but it's never been the case. Our stance for the last 76 years on all matters have been consistent, on federalism, on everything. So this is not politics. Our interest is that you consult with the state. We do not want country to become homogenized. One ideology of RSS.
Sir. My question is, what is there to be consulted on the issue of a rupee symbol?
See,
in 2024 budget, you had it. We are putting that on our television screens as well. During the 2024 budget that was presented by your government, you had the rupee symbol. Why has it been changed this time around is the question that I wish to ask you.
No. See, listen. We are not disrespecting anything. States should have more autonomy. See, how does this matter? Tamil Nadu is growing really well. Why is that important now? The important thing is, what does the budget have? Tamil Nadu budget has for the people of Tamil Nadu? What does it have to uplift the people of Tamil Nadu? This is not even a matter. States can have even their own flag. Even Quebec in Canada, the state has their own flag, their own duration of election. But that doesn't mean that they are not integral part of Canada. They are integral part of Canada. So which means, if you do not conform to something, it does not mean that we are not integral part of India.
Mr. Narayan Tirupati, will you respond to that? Look, what is becoming increasingly clear is that this is all timed with the elections. Elections in Tamil Nadu will happen next year. But the question is, why reject the rupee symbol? We understand about the national education policy, but why this escalation by your government is the point? Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Narayan Tirupati.
No, Maria, this is not because of the elections. This is because of the failure of the DMK government. They want to suppress, they want to hide the failure the DMK government is in. So that is on the deteriorating law and order, the worst crimes on women and the children, and also the latest liquor scam. All these things, Mr. Stalin is confused and he wants to every day divert the attention of the nation. You want to talk, no, you are not talking about the liquor scam. You are talking about the change of rupee note. This is their strategy. To hide their failure, they are doing this.
Mr. Narayan, can I ask you one thing? You were, when you were just responding to Maria about, the autonomy of various states and all, you do realize the example that you gave of Quebec and Canada, that's a different, very different system that they have as far as their governance is concerned. You can't equate that to what is happening in India. The only state which had all these autonomy under constitution was Jammu and Kashmir. That was also, in fact, undone in 2019. Is this now, should this now be seen as a step, ahead from your opposition to NEP? You are now talking about some sort of autonomy which at this moment is not guaranteed in the constitution, sir.
No. I didn't say I didn't say anything like that. It's two different comparisons. What the situation that prevailed in Jammu and Kashmir, and I'm talking about Western states. For example, to even go further and say, in the United States, it's so federal that the municipalities decide on the school curriculum and run the schools. In Germany, though it's a homogeneous country, the terms of assembly, right, state assembly differs from state to state.
With respect, sir, don't quote examples from countries which have a very different system of governance than India. Let's talk about the framework of India.
No,
Suddenly you have problem with rupee. Why should this not be seen as Mr. Stalin now escalating and trying to deflect from all the questions that opposition may have on their budget? You just want to create this smoke screen about language, about delimitation, so that you can, get away by questions on your work.
Why are the questions in the work? In 2024, we won with a sweeping majority. We won all the seats. In 2019, we won with all the seats. In 2021, we won with sweeping majority. Where is the discontentment among people? Our debt to GDP has reduced. Right? Our law and order has improved as per Times of India, as per New Indian Express, as per the Hindu, all paper based on NCRB data. BJP spokesperson can come and say law and order worsen. It doesn't mean that it has worsened. No. The fact is the data speaks. People have to say, people are happy. Data says they're doing a good job. So why should we come and tell you that we are not doing a good job? Why should we come and politicize something? We are only asking for the rights.
First of all, understand what I'm saying. You are the one who has been proposing two language. Understand the language that I'm speaking to you in. I did not say that you are not doing a good job or not. I only asked you that this is a smoke screen to try and avoid any debate on the work that you have done. Who said that you have done a better job or not?
No, you told me that you are politicizing issue to hide from the work that you have done, the bad work you have done. I'm saying no, you are doing a good job.
Did not even use the word bad.
You said something similar.
Neither similar. I said you are using this to try and create a smoke screen so that there is no conversation about the work that you have done. Where is bad, good, ugly in this?
Exactly, so there's no conversation. Why should we want conversation about work to happen? Because we are doing a good job. So it's not that we are asking for a right. If you are asking for a right, you are saying we want to change the conversation from the work we have done. No, we do not want to change the conversation from work. At the same time, we also want to fight for our right. Which is two-language policy in Tamil Nadu has worked wonders. You go to any village in Tamil Nadu, you will see at least in every street there is one person who has gone to the US through an IT job or working in financial sector, first-time graduate. It's only because of two education policy. I want to ask you a question. Is there any study in the world which says that from
education policy to now changing the symbol, there are two different things that we are talking about. That is exactly what you're doing, sir, trying to mix a lot of issues in this entire thing so that possibly there is less questions on the performance of the government. Mr. A. Sarvanan is also joining us at this moment. Thank you for speaking to us, Mr. Sarvanan. What suddenly happened, sir, in just a span of 1 year from the last budget to now that the rupee symbol is missing? Mr. Sarvanan?